Pastor Dan here from Dexter Gospel Church. Thanks for watching today's Proverbs Practical. Today's verse looks at the next set of benefits that we gain best from wisdom. We're in Proverbs 3, verse 17. It says, "Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace." So the previous verses have been telling us that the secret to blessing and happiness in life is having wisdom. That's because there are things you can get with wisdom that it's hard to get any other way. And here we find the next couple. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and her paths are peace. There's a strife in life. There is the guarantee of persecution for the followers of Jesus Christ. There is the warfare against sin and against self. There will be the experience of hatred sometimes and opposition from the system of the world and from the devils. But in Christ, we have a power that's greater than all of those things. And in wisdom, we can have a pleasant life even in the face of turmoil and conflict. And this word for pleasant implies even beauty. It's something that people find pleasant or delightful. And this is where wisdom will take our lives. In fact, I suspect this is speaking of the behavior of wisdom as well as its outcomes, because the two can't be divorced and separated from each other. The fruit springs forth from the root. We reap what we sow. So in general, the wise person will be pleasant, because the ways of wisdom are pleasantness. There will be an elegant, gracious beauty to the strands of behavior woven by the wise person when you step back and observe the pattern of their actions. And as we behave pleasantly, that shapes our lives, so that there is pleasure and beauty in our lives because there's pleasure and beauty in the way that we live. Yet wisdom's ways are not just beautiful, they're also peaceful. You've probably heard the saying, "They that live by the sword will die by the sword." So we acknowledge in that direction that fruits come from roots. If we live by violence, we will likely come to violence. And wisdom is the opposite of this. Genuine, godly wisdom pursues peace. It is victorious in conflict because it makes good decisions about the conflict, but it's never oriented toward conflict, desiring and seeking trouble. Those who love drama and strife are not wise. James 3:14-18 emphasizes this strongly as well. Because God is a God of peace, those who have godly wisdom pursue peace, and our character shapes our destiny. Those who live lives of conflict are usually characterized by conflict within. Situations don't force conflict on them, they force conflict on situations, often without even realizing it. I had a jiu-jitsu instructor once who didn't even want to teach people who were in a lot of fights. When someone came in, he would talk to them about why they wanted to take jiu-jitsu and the kind of situations they found themselves in. And he had noticed a long time ago that there are some people who just seem to keep getting in fights, whereas most people could go their entire lives without ever being in a serious fight. And that tendency to conflict is not the trait of wisdom. Wisdom will bring about peace because wisdom is at peace within itself. No envy, no strife. If you're constantly in conflict with those around you, I urge some self-examination, some questioning of attitudes and decisions and priorities, words and actions. As we proceed through this book, we'll see a number of principles that will lead toward more peaceable lives. Well, some conflict is inevitable. There are some people with whom we will end up in conflict because they are not wise. But most of the time, there are things we can do in wisdom to prevent conflict. We should be at peace within ourselves, and we should seek peace with others, and so wisdom brings about peace. I hope this video is a help to you. If so, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel for more insights from the Scriptures. Until next time, I hope you stay well and live a peaceable, beautiful life.